Canadian federal and provincial governments currently allocate billions of dollars across hundreds of different grant and tax credit programs designed for small businesses. Yet most Manitoba business owners never claim the capital that the provincial and federal legislatures have already set aside for them. The first point of failure is discovery. Program information is scattered across dozens of disjointed government websites that business owners rarely have the time to monitor. Second is the density of the eligibility criteria. Every program relies on a unique matrix of employee counts, ownership rules, and revenue thresholds that disqualify those who misinterpret the requirements. Third is the sheer time cost. Writing a competitive application requires a company profile, project description, and budget framing, weeks of drafting that an owner running a business cannot spare. Traditional grant consultants attempt to fill this gap, but their standard models involve slow timelines and high upfront drafting fees. Because of these high internal costs, large advisory firms often ignore smaller clients, as the yield on small-scale grants does not justify the manual consulting hours required. The administrative friction involved in discovery and drafting is the specific barrier preventing this capital from reaching the businesses that need it. To address this friction, GrantWright operates an AI grant intelligence platform in partnership with the Winnipeg-based advisory firm EasyOwn Financing Solutions. This model uses a hybrid intelligence architecture, which separates the mechanical data processing of grant writing from the professional strategy. The AI platform handles the heavy lifting. It maintains a curated catalog of 17 federal and Manitoba programs and executes the high-volume data extraction required for eligibility screening. A human advisor from EasyOwn then assumes responsibility for quality control, verifying every drafted section line by line before any submission is made. By dividing the labor this way, a drafting process that typically takes several weeks is completed in a matter of hours. The operational model is clear: powered by GrantWright, advisory by EasyOwn Financing Solutions. Separating automated data processing from human verification addresses the unit economics problem that previously made SME grants unviable for major firms. The data pipeline operates in 3 distinct phases. Phase 1 is the scan. The platform accepts unstructured raw inputs, such as a company's existing website or a recorded transcript of a client conversation. The engine extracts the core business profile parameters from these inputs, identifying the company's industry, location, and operating history. It simultaneously pulls secondary data nodes, such as employee count and specific products, to build a complete eligibility profile. These nodes are then cross-referenced against a matrix of 17 federal and Manitoba funding programs, each with rules re-verified every week. The system scores the business profile against the requirements of every program, looking for exact matches in project scope and company size. The output is a dashboard showing high, medium, or low fit ratings for each program. The system also identifies eligibility red lines, explicitly flagging potential compliance issues to warn the human advisor. This automated parsing replaces weeks of manual consulting research with an immediate, data-driven gap analysis. Once a high-fit program is identified, the pipeline moves to Phase 2, the write phase. The data from matched programs is routed directly into the drafting engine. The platform drafts the full application package from scratch, including the company profile and specific eligibility answers. It also constructs the project descriptions and the structural budget framing required by the grant agency. The system then exports this drafted text directly into the government's official application form, eliminating manual entry. At this point, the automation ends and Phase 3 begins: human sign-off. An EasyOwn advisory professional reviews every claim, filling any remaining gaps and ensuring the narrative aligns with the client's goals. If the AI cannot verify a piece of information, it flags it for the advisor rather than inventing data. Embedding this human-in-the-loop verification ensures that the speed of AI drafting is matched by professional compliance and accuracy. To see this pipeline in a high-pressure environment, consider the case of a Manitoba biotech company facing a June 30th intake deadline. The company needed a complete Manitoba Innovation Growth Program application, but they were only days away from the closing window. The client's total time investment was exactly 1 recorded conversation on June 27th. Immediately following that conversation, the engine executed automated drafting, processing the transcript into an application package. The advisor spent the remaining time on review and refinement. The finished application was delivered on June 30th, just 3 days after the initial call. This 72-hour turnaround enables businesses to capture funding opportunities within narrow intake windows that would otherwise be impossible to meet. For many firms, small business grant applications have historically been considered economically unviable due to the manual labor involved. Reducing the drafting time from weeks to hours lowers the cost threshold for advisory, creating a sustainable model for serving the small business sector. This efficiency allows for a success-based pricing structure, meaning there are no upfront drafting fees for the client. A percentage fee only applies once the government officially approves the funding, removing the financial risk from the applicant. By removing the upfront risk and the manual drafting burden, the pipeline makes the small business grant market accessible for professional advisory firms. GrantWright and EasyOwn offer a specific referral partnership structure designed for accountants, human resource consultants, and business advisors. Partners can use the pipeline to generate white-label eligibility reports for their own clients, providing immediate insight into available funding. Under this model, your firm maintains complete ownership and visibility of the client relationship. You are able to provide a specialized service to your clients without adding any grant drafting tasks to your team's internal workload. Partners also have access to the weekly Manitoba Grant Digest, a verified tool for tracking open intakes and upcoming deadlines across the province. GrantWright serves as the back-end infrastructure for SME capital. To request a free eligibility check for your clients, visit the EasyOwn financing portal today.